Hey guys, it's Zach from the Rolling Times, and today we're going to be working on Justin's Pontiac Vibe. This is going to be very similar to a Toyota Matrix. We will be replacing the rear struts today. This is a front-wheel drive car, so it would be a little bit different if you have an all-wheel drive car. We also have to replace a sway bar end link in the front that's rattling around, and we'll probably finish the video up with that. When we're all done, we're going to lay out all the tools, and Justin's going to put them right here so you know exactly what you're going to need. If your struts are blown, like Justin's, his left rear is blown, that's why we're replacing them. You can save a little bit of money by buying just a single strut alone and swapping over your spring and mount. But we find a lot of times that the added labor and the fact that the mounts are usually worn out, it's usually more cost effective for us to put a full complete strut in. We'll unbox those so you can see what they look like. Box them pretty good. This is the assembled strut. See the rear strut assembly. Pop the other wheel off. All right, and this is the one that's blown. You can see all the oil all over this one, and it's been probably blown for a long time. But it's always recommended to replace struts or shocks in pairs, so that's why we're going to do both sides. We're going to put it down before we start disconnecting stuff. We're actually going to go in the trunk and unbolt the struts from the inside. It'll just be easier to do that first. That way we can support all this. All right, so we got two 12mm bolts here. Get this cover out of her way. This hook's got a clamp too. So those are all 12s. That'll get this guy out of the way. Those others are, I believe they're anchors for a child seat. Now we can see these nuts here. Got one in the front, one in the rear. That's going to be holding the strut on. It looks like there's a bolt we'll have to get from underneath. So when we take these nuts off, the struts will still hold everything up. So that's why service status says to remove these first. Not 17, not 15. 14 mm. And they're tight. Yeah, what was I thinking? Oh. Cameraman never dies. We want to get the vacuum out, Justin. You're gonna put your shit back there.
I was gonna say that phone is so good back in my phone.
Once you crack them loose, you can just take them off by hand. We'll leave them in there. We'll grab our tools because we're gonna need them, and they'll be up in the air if we don't. You keeping track of the tools, Justin? We got a 21 for the lug nuts. Yours may be different. 14 for the strut bolts, nuts, and 12mm for the nuts for all the plastic covers. So we got one bolt in the strut that's holding the strut up right now. Once we take that out, everything's gonna drop down. Shouldn't drop down too far because we got the other strut still holding everything up. And then we just got this nut down here, and we might be able to sneak it out. We might actually have to drop that side. So that's a 19 mm. washer. Nope, just needed a pry bar. There's one old strut. Okay, so these struts are side specific. In our case, the 83 is going to be for the right rear. And this is interesting. This nut is actually mounted fast. This nut's this nut's mounted fast to the frame, but maybe it's common for them to spin or get damaged. So it looks like they actually gave us a new nut and bolt there. You could drop the other side and you wouldn't have to fight getting this in, but you'd have to support the rear beam because you got brake hoses and e-brake cable that you don't want you don't want the whole beam hanging from those. All right, before we take that other side out, we're just gonna put this bolt in, get her started by hand. We'll come back and tighten her up then, but now this side will hold the beam up while we take the other side apart. Huh, that's strange. You get a good shot of that. Yeah. All right, and there's our blown one. This one's being stubborn. Washer, nut. And just snug these up. Just an important note, anytime you're working on suspension and you have a bushing involved, like we have this shock bushing here, sometimes you would have like a control arm bushing or any kind of suspension bushing. It's really important, you want to tighten this nut down on the bushing at ride height. So a lot of times when you're changing suspension components, the car is going to go get in alignment, and you know that would be something to do at that time. You want to make sure that you get the weight of the vehicle on here before you tighten this down. Service data actually states before we tighten those nuts down to put the wheels back on the car, get it on the ground, and bounce the car a little bit to make sure everything's settled where it's supposed to be as far as the suspension. Got our 21 millimeter. This girl's gonna have some rake. I'm gonna have to get them front struts done. They'll settle a little bit. We're gonna go through and tighten those nuts, and the bottom bolt to 59 foot-pounds is what the service data says. Not much room to move on these rear ones. Wheels gotta come back off if you want to torque that one. All right, we were right there. Huh, they have the same torque spec for that big nut on the bottom. All right, what we're gonna do now, I'm just gonna loosen the nuts just a tad. We're going to set this down on the ramps. So all the weight of the car is on the shock and the shock's in its natural position. And then I'm going to crawl under here and torque these nuts to 59 foot-pounds. Try not to smack my torque wrench on the ground here. All right, that's all she wrote. So it is always a good idea after you take this thing for a drive, get some miles on it, to go back through and check the torque on your nuts and bolts for the struts. Because we jostled everything around before we tightened it, I doubt anything's going to move a whole lot. And in my experience, when I went back and checked, it's rare to find anything needs tightened up, but it's always a good idea to keep that in mind and keep an ear out if you hear anything, to go back and check those or just check them anyway. So those hinges have tabs that need to go in. That tab's got to go in there.
See that one a little better?
Yeah, see, those are anchors for the child seat. You can get them, just pop these. So yeah, you want to make sure those are tight. You don't want the child seats flying out. So that pretty much wraps up how to do rear struts on a Toyota Matrix or Pontiac Vibe front wheel drive. I think all wheel drive would be pretty similar. You're gonna have the axles in the way. They might fight you a little bit as far as like pulling it down, trying to sneak the strut out like we did. You might have to drop both sides and support that rear beam from falling completely down. We're gonna try and bang out that sway bar end link on the front quick. Probably throw a little bonus footage of that in there for you guys. I appreciate you guys watching the channel. If you have any questions, you think I did something wrong or whatever you want to tell me, leave it in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more automotive content. We're going to heat this up a little bit. Generally don't want to heat up the strut, so we're going to focus everything on this nut here. They can explode if you get them too hot. So, and if we're lucky, the nut's going to come off. If we're unlucky, this would be super lucky if this works. I generally don't even try this because a lot of times the Allen part of that sway bar end link just rounds out immediately. But it looks like we got lucky this time. Hot nut. Yeah, so this one, the engineers really like you, so they put the nut and everything facing this way, and it's usually a lot more fun to get this one. Try not to heat you up over there.
Yeah.
That'd be almost all. Yep. Sway bar and link. Before removing that, like I just did, you usually want to make sure you pay attention to how it was oriented, so you put it back in the same way. This one looks like it's pretty much reversible. You can put it either way as long as you get the threads going in the right side of the strut and the right side of the sway bar. But sometimes they'll be offset. Pay attention to that. Make sure you know how that one was before you take it out. And what's nice about installing the new one is the joint's nice and stiff, so you can usually tighten them up without having to hold them. 54.6 foot-pounds. So make them tight, pretty much as tight as your strut nuts. was probably the easiest sway bar end link I've had in a while.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, there's your sway bar end link.